happened. I was talking and all of a sudden it just cut off. So I was having technical malfunction, not a wardrobe malfunction, so that's good. But anyway, welcome. I'm glad you're with me. It is Monday, June the 2nd. I don't know why my video cut off. It did for some reason. I have no idea why. Anyway, we're here. If you've ever cried in the shower because you're frustrated, you're tired, you're overwhelmed, you're just had enough parenting for the day, you've come to the right place because I've been there. I've done it. Now, we're going to talk today about different strategies you can use instead of crying in the shower, although that works fine too. So I'm going to go over a list with you. We probably are going to run over a little bit, so if you can stay on, great. If not, that's cool too. This will be recorded and put back up on my website, PamelaPalanza.com, but it will also be on the Facebook page as soon as we're done here. Say hello, jump in, tell me where you're from. The link to our Common Sense Parenting with Pam group is here. There's two of them, so I'm closing that out. Okay, so let's talk about this first. Let me preface this by saying, if you are feeling frustrated or you're to the point where you're crying in the shower, clearly there need to be some strategies, processes, things in place that you don't get to that point, right? That's a whole different thing. We're to the point where you are there. You've had enough. Whether you're a single parent, you're dual parent, you're divorced, you're separated, you're grandparenting, whatever it is, it's hard. It's stressful some days. And some days go smoothly and beautifully, and other days just don't. They're just what I call crappy days. I don't know how else to explain it. That's just literally what they are. Okay, so when I shot the reel the other day that said, do you cry in the shower? I want to tell you, this really resonated with people because it had 18,000 views. This was 2 days ago. I checked 5 minutes ago before I got on here. 293 comments and 135 shares. So clearly people need something to help relieve stress because, it's not easy. So here are some things I found and I thought I'd share with you to be fun. And I know I'll just tell you one thing I always did. So I ran a program within a larger nonprofit, and I had 14 staff under me and a $1.5 million budget. Yes, $1.5 million budget that I was responsible for writing the grants for every year to make sure money was coming in to keep the program running, to keep all of these people employed, including myself. And I had great staff. I just pretty much let them do their thing. However, there was pressure on me on a daily basis to manage the whole program. And then I would go home and have 3 kids at home. My husband traveled a lot. Often I was the single parent, for he was away for the week or whatever. So what I would do sometimes on the way home was put the music on really loud in my car and just drum on the steering wheel and sing at the top of my lungs. Now, I can't sing very well. I can sing, but you wouldn't want to hear it. Let's put it that way. And as far as I was concerned, I don't know these people around me. I don't care what they think about me. For me, it was a great way to release some of that tension before I got home and then kicked into mom mode and had to handle all the responsibilities at home. So that's just, I call it like sing and drum. I did. It was fun. Okay. And then this is something you can try. It's called voice note venting. So you get your phone, you vent. You just put up the record thing and you just vent in your phone. Get it all out. Get it all out. And then you can either delete that, you can save it, you do what you want with it. But at least you've gotten out your frustrations somewhere. You've released them, which is really important to do. So I'm glad that's happening. Okay. I don't see anybody hopping in here, so I don't know what's going on, but if anybody's there, say hello. Okay, gratitude speed list. Take 60 seconds and just write down as many things as possible in that 60 seconds that you're grateful for. And what that does, it just shifts your focus. Even if it's just, I'm happy for my coffee and my Wi-Fi. Great. There's something to be grateful for. You've redirected yourself. You know how I say redirect children? You've redirected yourself. Hey, Amber, I'm glad people are out there. Okay, and then box breathing. It's inhaling for a count of 4, holding for a count of 4, releasing for a count of 4, and holding for a count of 4. So it's box breathing. That helps calm your central nervous system, and you can help refocus. Sometimes it's just a matter of walking away for 5 seconds, leaving the room and walking back in. Okay, go outside. Get outside and breathe in that oxygen. Oxygen fuels your soul. Get outside, even if, like I said, if you can only run out the door for 2 minutes, put your feet in the grass and just be like, scream if you want to if nobody's around. Get outside. Get the sunshine on you. It's just very calming. For me in the morning, I like to get up and hear the birds singing. that to me is just very soothing and relaxing. So if you hear birds singing, that's a bonus. Okay. Now, you know how we put children in timeout, which I don't like timeout, just space. Make one for yourself. Have a basket of chocolate or your favorite coffee or a good book to read or something that you can do for yourself. You know, I'm preaching self-care a lot to people, to moms especially. Self-care is so, so important. And this is just a way you can take your little basket and go where you can find some peace and quiet for a few minutes and relax, recharge your batteries. Because people used to tell me this all the time, and I didn't get it for a long time. And then when I got it, I really got it. If you don't take care of yourself, you're not taking care of everybody else in the best way possible. Now, nobody expects you to be perfect and handle everything perfectly. But as moms, we tend to take care of everybody first, and we come last. So it sounds foreign to us to say, no, you take care of you first, and then you can take care of all this over here. But trust me on this. I'm on the other end of all this. Trust me on this. That's what you want to do. Take care of yourself. Now, I'm not saying you neglect your children to, take care of yourself and don't do anything for them. I'm not saying that. I'm saying find time. You're important. You are important. Schedule time for yourself in there somewhere. Okay? Hi, Tina. I'm not sure how to say this. Rosti, am I saying that right? Okay, we'll come back to the comments in a minute, but thank you all. I'm glad you're in here. Okay, nap and clean. This is perfect. Now, if your children are a little bit older, you say, hey guys, I'm going to go take a 30-minute nap. Wake me up in 30 minutes, and then we'll all start cleaning. Guess what happens? They do not want to wake you up because they do not want to have to clean. You can maybe try this once or twice. Pretty soon they're going to catch on, but they're going to leave you alone. And they don't want to wake you up, so they're going to be quiet. Try that. That really does work. Okay, the do nothing minute. Here, sit down, look at the wall, do nothing. Just do nothing. Look at the wall. Don't think about, oh my God, look at the dirt on the wall. Oh my God, maybe I should paint a different color. Breathe, just look at the wall, focus only on the wall, nothing else. What that does is it's focusing your attention on one thing, and you kind of forget about this other things, even for that 1 minute. Okay? Say not right now. You don't have to do everything today. You don't have to solve every problem in the world today. You don't have to take care of everybody today. You can just say, you know what, not today. I'll save that for tomorrow. I'll save that for next week. Okay? Just not today. Okay? Ask for help out loud. If you have family around or you have friends or a partner or co-parent that you can text, I don't know where these dings are coming from. But anyway, if you can say, hey, can you watch the kids for 20 minutes? Or I need a timeout. Mom needs a timeout. Send them to the neighbors for 20 minutes, whatever it is. If you're to that point where you're going to totally lose it if you don't get a break from your children, if you're fortunate enough to have that support, take advantage of it. Now, I know when I did workshops for teachers, early child care educators, I would always say to them, if you need to tap out, if you're to that point where you're totally overwhelmed, you need to tap out, you need to ask for it. Because nobody knows that unless you tell them. But it's okay for you to be overwhelmed and need to step out of the room for 5 minutes. It's better for everybody if you do that. Okay, touch therapy. So this is good. You just here, I'll get my lotion. I keep my lotion here in my handy dandy drawer right next to my desk. Just take some hand lotion. I put some hand lotion on. You just rub it in your hand slowly. Just slowly rub it in. Hi, Darlene. See, like this, just rub it in. Oh, close your eyes when you're doing it. It just feels so good. It's very relaxing. It's a very calm. I don't want you to do like this. You're so mad at the kids. You're like, these kids are getting my last nerve. No, it's like this. If you want to breathe while you're doing it. Oh, and it smells so good too. It's Mary Kay Satin Body. I don't sell it. So I'm just saying I love this stuff. So anyway. Okay. Passive aggressive vacuuming. Start vacuuming. Just start. You know how sometimes, I remember when we were little, my mother would get upset with us. My mother would start cleaning, and she'd clean fast through the house. She loved to clean anyway. That gene skipped over me. But anyway, and she would clean very quickly and through the house, and it helped calm her down. And it was a release. So try it. Get your vacuum cleaner out. Vacuum every place in the house you can find. Okay, this is kind of funny. You create an imaginary friend who parents with you. So say Her name's Linda. So Linda can handle all the problems. You're like, Linda, handle it. Linda, I'm going to sit here and have a cup of coffee. You handle it. Now, of course, you're joking, but you're making yourself laugh. You can talk to Linda. Linda, these kids are on my last nerve. And if something doesn't change, it's not going to be pretty. Right? Or Linda, I don't want to parent today. Talk out loud. Now I'm going to tell you a story that's kind of related. My mother had dementia. She had vascular dementia. She passed last July, but I spent a lot of time with her the last 8 to 10 years with her. And this is funny, but it's not. She talked to herself in the mirror. She had a friend. Now, my mother's name was Marlene, but she called her Marlink. And she talked in a different voice. And you'll find this a lot with dementia patients. So she would go to the mirror and she'd say, "Hello, Marlene, how are you today?" And she talked to this person, and it comforted her, and she had a friend, right? So, as bizarre as it sounds, go talk in the mirror to yourself. Linda can be there with you if you want, okay? But just release the stress that's making you so frustrated. Okay, the bare minimum day. Everything doesn't have to be perfect. Today can be your day where you do the bare minimum. You feed the kids, you keep them safe, make sure they're clothed the night they go to school or wherever they need to go. And that's it. That's all you do today. Bare minimum. Like, keep your head above water, just barely. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be perfect every day. You don't have to be going 100 miles an hour every day and pleasing everybody and everything perfect every day. That's not realistic. So don't put that pressure on yourself to be that way. And let me just say, if you're doing that to yourself. You're putting that pressure on. If anybody else is telling you that everything has to be perfect, say thank you, but I didn't ask for your advice. Or, okay, thank you. That's it. Because sometimes mothers or mother-in-laws will try to tell you what to do. Anybody out there deal with that? And that can be frustrating. And so you can just say thanks. That's it. Don't engage. Okay. Rage clean with music, and again, it's put on your favorite music and you just clean. The other thing to do is just put on your favorite music and dance. I do that sometimes. Even in July, I'll put on Christmas music, and I just dance around when I'm cleaning. Or not cleaning, just dance around for the heck of it. It's very soothing, it releases stress, and it also helps you exercise. So there you go, it's a bonus. Okay, body scan in the bed. What this does is before you even get out of bed, because here's what happens. The alarm goes off, you jump up, your feet hit the floor, and all of a sudden, you're in mom mode already. Before you get to that point, lay in the bed, close your eyes, scan your body from head to toe, just slowly set your intention for the day. And I'm not trying to go woo-woo on you, I'm just saying this really does help. Before your feet hit the floor, stay prone, and just stay calm, and just go, you know what, today is going to be a fantastic day. Even if it doesn't end up that way, your intention was it would. Sometimes things go awry, but you're starting your day with a positive mindset, and you're not just hitting the floor and racing already, because that's typically what would happen. I know for me it would. So then what I started doing was getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning and having an hour for myself, which made all the difference in the world. Okay, so whisper, yell into a pillow. Instead of screaming into a pillow, and your kids could hear that, you whisper into your pillow. You're whisper screaming into your pillow. If that makes any sense? Okay. Then, let things go on purpose for the day. They can wear their pajamas today. They can have dessert first. I used to do dessert first with my kids. I thought it was a blast. They had dessert, then we had dinner. Would they always finish their dinner? Maybe not, but who cares? They lived. They didn't need therapy over. It was all good. Okay? So order takeout instead of cooking. Your worth is not based on how every single day goes for you. Because some of them are not going to go great. Some of them are going to be amazing. You get Gold Star Mom of the Year on your forehead. Other days, not so much. That's okay. That's parenting. That's reality. Okay, and then go phone free for 30 minutes. No phones. Put your phone away. I got to breathe on that one because I don't want to get started on my rants about parents on their phones ignoring their children and parents being addicted to phones and children being addicted to phones. But I will tell you, let me just share this. I go through McDonald's a lot because I love my half and half tea from McDonald's, usually once a day. And I cannot tell you the number of times that I get no eye contact from people. when they're handing me my drink or my food. Even in stores, people don't, and I'm talking young, these are young people. They can't give eye contact. So they'll go like this and they'll hand it out the window to me and they're looking like up here somewhere. You know what it's from? I think it's from, and I could be wrong, the daggone phones. It's all done like this on their phones, okay? So as parents, sometimes you do the same thing. And let me just tell you, sometimes scrolling on that phone is how you're releasing the stress because you're looking at funny videos or you're listening to music or you're listening to a YouTube video, whatever it is. Great, cool. Not when you're supposed to be dealing with your kids or watching them in the pool. But put it down because that can cause stress. Because here's what happens. Now you're addicted to this. You get that dopamine hit, that dopamine hit, that dopamine hit. And you're seeing things on social media that you're like, oh, I don't do that. I must be a terrible mother. Oh my gosh. Yeah, my kids don't look like that. Whatever it is, then you're creating stress for yourself. So put the phone down for 30 minutes. Put it down. Give it a try. Okay. Yes. So let me go into the comments because that's my thoughts for today, my 2 cents for today. So tell me if you're on there what you do maybe to help relieve stress instead of screaming in the shower. And then tell me if you would like me to do a deeper dive into parenting and behavior management that helps you not get to that point where you're losing it with your kids or you've just had enough. Because that's what I'm teaching, what I teach every day. It's about teaching you how to parent more effectively that you don't get to that point. Your children are going to be who they are. And everybody's children are different. And everybody parents differently. That's cool. I get that. I support that wholly. But if you don't know how to parent effectively, sometimes you're creating those problems for yourself. Your children are just learning from you. They follow your lead. You're the model. If you yell at your kids, they're going to yell at their kids. Yeah, that's a whole different thing. My point is, I would be happy to go into a deeper dive on some subjects. So if there's something you think that will be helpful, please put that in the comments section. We're going to let this go a little bit longer because this is really, really important. Very important that you take care of yourself, that you know how to manage effective behavior, that you don't get to the point where you're just losing it because it's not beneficial to anybody, especially you as a mom or dad, right? Grandma, grandpa, get it. Foster mom, foster dad. Okay, so let's see who we've got here. Rusty, I hope I'm saying your name right. I admire your video talks on how to take care of children. Thank you. And you're following me from the Philippines. Yes, that's awesome. Darlene, hello. Christina from Nova Scotia, Canada. Hello, I love Canada. Beautiful. I went to PEI one time and spoke there years ago. Hey, Emmy. Emmy's my bud. We talk every Sunday night. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Dot. Darlene, Keisha from South Carolina. Hello. Okay, Linda, your guidance is so useful with my great-grandchildren. Good for you. It is a different world than it was 55 years ago. Amen, girl. Amen. Let me just tell you, I shot a reel that's going to post later in the week, but here's the difference in parenting. My daughter's 3 kids are really sweet, 8, 5, 3.5. Really calm kids. They go to Montessori school. My daughter and her husband parent them beautifully. They're yelling and all that stuff. But I don't yell either, but I don't tolerate nonsense. So I was over there Saturday night watching them, and I said, guys, the 5 and 8-year-old, I'm like, go take your showers. And I was giving the 3.5-year-old a bath, and they're old enough, they go do that themselves. And I said, hey, to my granddaughter, go wash your hair while you're in the shower, too. And she instantly goes, I don't want to wash my hair. I said, whoa. So I did. I go, whoa, that doesn't work for me. Doesn't work for me at all. What is it you need? Tell me with your words. And she said, I don't want to wash my hair. Mom usually helps me with it. I said, okay, great. Go take your shower. Mom can deal with it another day. She starts up the steps, and I called her name. And she turned back, and I said, hey, listen, what you just pulled right there, that doesn't work for me. You need to remember that for the future, okay? She said, okay. Off she went. Now, see, that's how I parent. So we have 2 different parenting styles. But they understand what my boundaries are, and they understand what they can get away with at home, right? And that's fine. That's fine. But definitely it's different oral parenting. And it's not all bad, but there's some things that really are a problem. Okay. Helga, hello from South Africa. Sarah, dance like no one's watching. You know what? And if they are, I don't even care. I was driving home. I was running errands all morning, and I was driving home. I had music on blast. I was bopping in the car and hitting the steering wheel. And I'm like, I don't care what these people think about me. Let me tell you, you're going to get to a point in your life where you just don't anymore. You don't care. And that's where I am. Okay. Here we go. I got to pull this back up. Okay. Got some Canada's on here. Tamar and Lisa. Hi, Shirley. Myrtle Beach. Hey, Sandy from Myrtle Beach. You're only a couple hours away from me. Okay, Ramona, grandparent raising a 5-year-old child ADHD, lots of meltdowns. Yeah, I get that. That's tough. It's hard. You have to know how to manage that effectively. Go to the Common Sense Parenting with Pam group. If you're not already a member, fill out the 4 questions. Ask to be a member. Emmy, who's on here, found a great course and a guy called the ADHD Dude. He's a clinical social worker. He teaches how to deal with children with ADHD. She was telling me about it last night. Sounds fantastic. So thank you again, Emmy, for posting that this morning. But for those of you who have children with ADHD, it might be worth checking that out. Okay. When you're to the point to yell at your children tomorrow, you remember it and go in the shower. One lady said she goes in the shower and eats chocolate. Yay! I love chocolate. There's never a bad time to eat chocolate as far as I'm concerned. Okay. Helga, you admire my parenting skills. Yes, the difference in how the kids are today is hard to handle as a mom. It is. Yeah, y'all know how I feel. I'm not going to get into that. Hey, Susanna from Louisiana. Michelle, hello. Robin from Texas. Gotcha. Okay, I'm glad you all are here. And remember, we'll be stopping this here shortly, but you still can go put comments in the comment section. I believe you can once it's posted on my Facebook page. I would love to hear any other ideas you have. Hi, Dot. You're just coming in. Hello. Any other ideas you have for things that you do? One lady said she goes in the laundry room and folds her laundry and cries. One person said they cry on the way to work. So there were some other good ideas. And it's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. It's a release. It's also a way to get it out, right? Get those emotions out. That's why kids cry. They don't know how to deal with emotions. Sometimes they can't verbalize it. They cry. Sometimes it makes them feel better. Okay, I'm all proponent for crying, even for guys. Cry if you need to. Okay, so put in here any other ideas you might have for things that you do. And then if you'd like me to get into any specific strategies for behavior management, I do reels every day. I try to give you little bits and pieces here, but I'm thinking of putting together like a course that would be a monthly membership that would, yeah. We'll talk about that all later. Anyway, I'm here to support you. I'm glad you're with me today. Go scream in the shower if you have to. Go cry. But get it out. And just know you're doing a great job as a mom. This isn't easy. Okay? So hang in there. Until we talk next time, remember, hug and love your babies. Bye, y'all.